Araceli Ramos Bonilla and her daughter Alexa have been on quite a carousel ride together. They traveled from their native El Salvador to the U.S. Ramos was arrested after illegally crossing the border, and U.S. immigration authorities seized Alexa.
Yo les expliqué a ellos que yo había sido acusada falsamente y que yo no era delincuente.
Ramos, who left for America in search of a better life, was sent back home. Alexa remained. While their 15-month separation began during the Obama administration, the issue has become even more pronounced under President Donald Trump.
We will build the wall.
His recent zero-tolerance crackdown has left hundreds of children in detention, shelters, or foster care.
It is hard enough to run the immigration enforcement system where this can happen from time to time, much less to adopt a policy where you're going to intentionally separate families.
Federal officials insist they will continue to reunite parents and their kids. But an AP investigation found holes in the system that allow local judges to grant custody of migrant children to American families without notifying their parents.
It becomes incredibly difficult for the parent to demonstrate that, in fact, the child is going to be taken care of and returned to a safe home if that parent is in a third country and is unable to appear before the court.
Alexa's fate was decided by the courts while the little girl was staying with a foster family and her mother was thousands of miles away. It took less than half an hour for a Michigan judge to grant temporary guardianship to Alexa's foster parents.
I would say it was a failure. Right, like the system didn't work.
The federal system that had custody of Alexa says the state courts never should have allowed foster parents to get that far. Officials with Bethany Christian Services, the agency that placed Alexa in foster care, would not comment on her case, but said foster parents are told they're not allowed to adopt migrant children.
Oh, you've got these kids coming here. Are they going to be adopted?
Right.
No. And in fact, they should be back with their families right away.
But since the 1980s, Bethany acknowledged that 9 of the 500 migrant children assigned to its foster program have been adopted. The agency couldn't find their parents, or it was determined it wouldn't be safe or possible for them to go back to their families. Eventually, federal prosecutors stepped in and ordered that Alexa be sent back to her mother in El Salvador.
Que van para Estados Unidos y están separadas de sus bebés, pues que nos dejen de luchar porque uno por sus hijos es capaz de ir hasta el fin del mundo, que no dejan de luchar porque son nuestros hijos y no son de ellos.
Just like she fought to get Alexa back. Mike Householder, The Associated Press.